Shabbat Shalom, everyone. May the peace of Yah encompass you on His day of holy rest. In this video, we are going to look at Psalm 111:10, the last verse of this psalm, and we'll discuss some English translations of the verse and why this verse may have various translations in English. Here, I've translated very woodenly so you can understand what has been written in the Hebrew. Reshit Chochmah Yirat Yahweh. First, Reshit can be first or beginning. So first or beginning of wisdom, fear or reverence of Yahweh, Yirat Yahweh. Sechel Tov Lechol Oseichem, good insight to all or everyone doing them. Tehilato, his praise, Omedet La'ad. Now I know in some English translations it says endures forever. I say Omedet as stands or standing forever. Fixed as Amad means to stand, and so this is how I would interpret that, this participle, stand forever. We run into what may appear to be an awkward verse, the highlighted verse, and this is where translations vary because of what may seem like a sudden change. So we go from predominantly singular, then to a participle with a third masculine singular ending, which kind of gives an awkward translation and might at first glance appear to be out of place. The psalm is predominantly about Yahweh, but then when we see Oseichem, Lechol Oseichem, and then we have to think about what is that? What does that mean, Oseichem? Doing them seems a bit out of place. If we look at some English translations, we see that they have different variations. King James, for the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. Of course, now that we looked at the Hebrew, we know that it doesn't actually explicitly say his commandments. It's not mitzvot tav. It doesn't say mitzvot tav, right? It says Oseichem. His praise endures forever. So what we want to do is to get to the bottom of how we got to this, that do his commandments. And we have the NIV, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, all who follow his precepts. Again, that's not exactly what it says. Have good understanding. To him belongs eternal praise. And then we have the ESV, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, all those who practice it. Again, so asa is the verb that's used to do or to make. Here they put it to practice. Have a good understanding, his praise endures forever. So how do we know what is being implied here? Well, we would need to go to look at other parts of the Bible to see if we find this phrase or similar phrases. This will help us determine the meaning and give us more context in how we should interpret this verse. Now let us look at Leviticus 19:37. Ushamartem et kol hukotai, and you will keep or guard all of my statutes, ve'et kol mishpatai, and all of my judgments, ve'asitem otam, and you will do them, ani Yahweh. So this is a familiar phrase. In our psalm we saw Oseichem, but here we see Va'asitem, and you will do them. In this verse we have more context, as we have a reference for Asitem. What are we doing? We are doing and keeping the Hukotai, the statutes, and Mishpatai, the judgments of Yah. And in Deuteronomy 4:6 we have a very close parallel to our psalm verse. Ve'ushamartem ve'asitem ki hi chochmatchem uvinatchem, and you will keep and you will do, for it is your wisdom and your understanding. Ha'amim asher yishme'un et kol hachukim, the peoples that will hear all of these statutes. Am chacham ve'naval, a wise and understanding people. This is what this will produce for those who shamar and asa. And we have the word vina or bina which is insight, and that is close to our word sechem. And then we have chokhmah, which we see that in our Psalm 111, verse 10. And then we see am chacham. Chacham is an adjective describing these people as wise. The navon. Navon is from bet yud nun. It's a participle, and it means to be intelligent or discerning. We should also expect to see these same ideas expressed in the renewed covenant. So, for example, in Matthew 5:19, hamitzvot aval kol ha'oseh u'melamed. The commandments. So we know what the reference is being spoken of here, but the one doing ha'oseh and teaching u'melamed. And we have a reference for this verse also in Deuteronomy 4:1, which is talking about the exact same thing, saying that Yahweh will teach, and then you will do them. Otam la'asot. And in Matthew 7:24, Lachen kol ha-shomea, therefore everyone who is hearing, Devarai ele, these words of mine, ve'oseh otam, and doing them. We see the words of Yeshua line up as he's quoting really the Torah and the Tanakh, as we would expect to see. So now we return back to our Psalm verse, and then we can understand Osehem, the ones who do them, being keepers of God's commandments, and that the fear of Yah brings wisdom to walk according to his ways. And that is all for this Shabbat. Thank you for listening, and may this brighten your path. Go your way rejoicing into your Shabbat rest. Until next time, lehitraot.